All right. What is going on, everybody? So, today we are actually finally officially doing day one of what I'm calling Project Midas, which is going to be my big kind of like project that I've really been wanting to work on, and I finally decided that it's time that we start working on it. So, we are over in Darkshore, and we're going to start off. I have my herbalist and miner out here, and we are going to run through some of my old route, seeing if this is still the best way to do this. We're going to test a couple of different places that I've seen for some vendors that sell some items in here in Darkshore, as well as pretty much test everything. So I'm going to kind of use this first one as like a little introductory point. So for anyone that doesn't know what I'm wanting to try to do with this project, I want to try and try and make a complete gold guide from head to toe. Eventually, I want to be able to put this into a book format or like an ebook format, but I'm also going to have videos and video guides that come along with it. But essentially, I want to be able to test every possible anything related to gold making whatsoever in every single zone in the game. And I've done a lot of this testing before, a lot of different things that I'm going to be kind of just referencing older stuff that I've already done and tested a bunch. But there are plenty of new things always because these zones have so much depth in them. So I'm going to be doing everything from making sure that we're doing the best that we possibly can on all of the routes. I'm going to be making sure that we're covering all of the solo farms, all of the group farms, any vendor items, anything like that. If it can make gold in a zone, we're going to cover it on this. So this is kind of the introductory to that. So we're going to start testing with herb and ore nodes in Darkshore first. Kind of go over a couple of the other things and talk about some other farms that I've done in the past that maybe some of y'all weren't here for, don't remember, and talk about how you can use those to make a significant amount of gold. So we'll get started. And Pat, thanks for hopping in.
Oh, no problem. I wanted to be quiet during your intro. I'm sorry if Discord made a noise.
No. You're good. You're good. So let's see. Just trying to get everything all set up here. Oops. Kind of got everything that I wanted to all set up.
How many druids is this now?
Oh, how many well, you mean like total?
Yes.
Oh, I have way more druids than anybody should ever admit that they have.
It's not as bad as the guy that had like 42 warriors at 120 in BFA or something like that?
I'd be willing to bet across all of my accounts I have over 50 druids.
No, it's not too bad. You're putting them to use at least.
Yeah, they're definitely getting put to use. Man, I really miss doing this stuff. This is kind of like coming back to what I consider maybe like my roots when it was to, you know, like making guides and stuff like that. That's why I've been wanting to do stuff like this for a long time. Ooh. How's the markets going for you?
Okay. Bleeding Hollow is not too bad. Slowly acquiring my gold again. I've been fluctuating between 1 and 2 million for like the past 2 months, so.
Yeah, I kind of hit like a little stable point.
Yeah, and then
it happens.
Storm Rage, it's hit or miss, I feel. Like sometimes like, oh, this is a hot seller, like 150 gold for like crown roasts, and then somebody immediately undercuts me by like 90 gold. And I'm like, dude.
Oh, absolutely. It happens pretty much all the time. Especially on Storm Rage, because the issue that you run into on Storm Rage more than anywhere else, especially, and I'm not saying that you are, but especially one thing that's like really frustrating to like newer players when they come to places like Storm Rage, is that you're gonna have like all your stuff set up. You're gonna think that you're doing awesome. You milled all of your stuff, or you got all your enchanting materials by doing it yourself, and you're way under market price, and then you're sitting there and you're like, awesome, I'm gonna post this enchant for 150 gold and I'm gonna make 25 gold profit. And then next thing you know, somebody realized that you just went into their market and now they posted up 3,000 of them for 4 gold. And they do that purposefully, because what they're betting is that they're betting that you're gonna see, oh shit, there's somebody else that's like pumping out serious numbers, and they don't give a fuck whether or not they lose 3,000 of those enchants.
No.
So it scares a lot of people off.
That's how I feel with my legendaries. I'm just trying to recoup the gold.
Well, so actually,
from like leveling it, like the lower ones.
So my last stream that we did, you saw
video,
that?
I mean, I saw your little short on it.
On which part? Sorry, the Valor.
The one where you talked about keeping the legendaries for people that could possibly be flipping them for the stuff being.
Oh yeah.
Buffed.
So
yeah.
So not only that though. So we actually were. I think I was on stream with it, and I was talking to a couple of people, and so there was someone that saw that I was getting into their market and starting to sell rank 4s again on bleeding, and they were all up. All the rank 4s were up for, I think it was like 35 to 40k each. And next thing I know, I post them up and then I check back again, and there's 4 or 5 of each of them that have just been posted up on the market for 10k. And I look, and it's the same guy same person I had undercut. Not really like undercut, but you know what I mean, like posted
like
under them.
A little bit. Like
Yeah. And they had just essentially saw that I got into the market and was like, oh no, fuck this, and then immediately posted it up for like 10 to 11k. So let's see. Yeah, if I remember right, the best way doing this was like zigzag across the zone, especially if you're a dual gathering though. Yeah, because there's like all these nodes back here. There's a significant amount of copper nodes all lined up across this. I feel like you just kind of like, yeah, zigzag back and forth a little bit. So I think whenever I was doing this, oh god, it's been almost 2 years since I put that video out. I think I was getting a little bit over 400 average doing this route. Copper ore. Not that copper ore is too crazy expensive, but still, you know, if you're just wanting something to play around with and get it for transmog. My big thing is with the old material farms like this is that like you can be so consistent with your pricing, because a lot of these materials you can just come out for like 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes, and you can get enough to restock your market for some transmog and stuff like that for months. Instead of
very useful.
Instead of having to like piece it out and just hope that there's enough left on the market.
Mm-hmm.
And at a decent price at least.
I have to say, I remember doing stuff like this back in Warlords of Draenor, except it was just ore, and I go around all the old places, and eventually I was the only one that posted all the old ore.
It sells.
On the auction house. It does.
It really does. So one of the guys that I followed and watched for a really long time, Golden Routes. He did a series right before, I think it was right before Shadowlands came out. And it was, because we had talked about it, because I liked doing that kind of stuff too, is it was a leveling your character from, you know, start all the way up to Shadowlands by only doing herbalism and mining. And I want to say that he did it on 2 characters before Shadowlands stopped with his series. And you would look and you would think, like, a lot of people, I saw a bunch of people because I was on his stream a lot. There was a bunch of people that always would come on and kind of like shit on him, but you look at the consistency with it, and once you started getting into like King's Blood and some of the higher, like mid-range, what I would consider herbs and ore, like there was one day where he just stayed in one spot, even though he really wasn't getting that much experience, just because I think it was Goldthorn. Is it Goldthorn? I think that's the big one. And I mean, he got like 40k in like 30 or 40 minutes. Yeah. And so, I mean, the old ones they can surprise you. And the big thing that it comes down to with the old ore is not really the vanilla old ore, but the Lich King ore is just stupidly priced. And the reason it is because it's very profitable to have Northrend engineering up. And because of that, the ore prices stay up. And so they just consistently fly off. And when I say it's expensive to level it, I mean, like, I did it on one of my alts a little bit before Shadowlands when the market was low on all that kind of stuff. And I probably spent 150k at least.
Whew. Just
to level my Northrend engineering.
Almost as bad as like a start of an X pack leveling.
Yeah, it's very very, very expensive, but it's also extremely profitable because you can then farm and make the mechano hog and the chopper. So with engineering, so like I have those, and they're not fast sellers by any means, but even on bleeding where I did it, you know, when they sell, I probably sell like one every 2 months, and they make anywhere from 15 to 25k profit each time they sell. So they're just like steady, consistent profit. It's once you farm it, you can just sit there and just do it over and over and over again.
That does sound some like nice passive income gold.
Yeah, that's what I like. That's what I like getting into, is ways that I can, you know, spend time to farm stuff that then I can make into really quick, like, just craft it and restock it and post it back up and then go on to the next. What I got excited with about this, so whenever I was originally deciding whether or not I was gonna like completely go all in on this project that I'm wanting to do, I was kind of like, you know, is there really enough that I can go over in each area?
Mm-hmm.
And then I started like looking, and I mean, I've been playing this game forever and focusing on gold for a majority of it, and it was so crazy whenever I started doing research, just how many things that I hadn't looked at, or I hadn't seen, or I didn't know that there was a vendor at this point that was selling this pet that you can also get in other places, but it was also there. Like that kind of stuff. So, of course, that got me excited to get all this through.
Speaking of gold and leveling alts, do you have any recommendations for any fast leveling?
Like fast leveling, or are you trying to make as much gold while you level?
I feel like endgame would be the gold. I think getting up there in the level would be the good thing.
Yeah. So right now, that's probably the case, especially if you're trying to level something up before, well, if you're gonna level up something before patch, you're an animal.
Yeah.
But you know, so I would agree with you especially because of the patch. Now, if you'd asked me like a couple of weeks ago, I would have told you just to focus on gold while you were leveling up. But especially with the patch, everything's gonna start spiking. Normally, I use what is it? Azeroth's autopilot.
Mm-hmm.
So I use that until about like Kata, and I don't know what you're planning on taking, but I normally do it until Kata, and then I switch to spamming dungeons as a tank.
Yeah, what I've been doing is leveling in like Mop or
where?
Draenor.
Oh, it was
Since
hiding
those are
behind
the
the
two I
rock.
played the most.
So you were leveling in where?
In Mist of Pandaria and Warlords of Draenor.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right, because I completely forget that you can kind of pick where you want to go now.
Yes.
That is interesting. I haven't given it that much thought because I'll be honest, whenever I level, I'm not leveling solo anymore. So
there you go.
I'm doing it with all 4 of my accounts. So the way I look at leveling whenever I do it is what is the next best 4-man farm that I can spam and level my tunes.
Is that what you've been doing to level?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like I did so I always do druids and I almost always do night elves because I like the night elf starting area is like one of my favorite places to spam levels and super quick, because that first little quest that you get where you kill the grells.
Yep.
Okay, you just like you can stay there for a very long time just spamming killing those grells. And especially if you're in a party or you're like me and you have 4 accounts that you're running doing it, you can pretty much force spawn. Excuse me.
Oh, you're fine.
Damn. That's what I get for eating trail mix.
Something caught in the throat.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. So have you just been doing questing, or have you also been doing like queues? Are you a tank?
Queues and then Azeroth autopilot.
Yeah.
Typically on that. Now I'm at like the tipping point, like, oh, okay, I have all these characters now at like level 50.
Oh. Yeah.
And I'm like, do I want to level all the way to 60?
Now there is something that I recommend there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming it's because you have a lot of alts. So how many alts do you have at 50?
Like 7.
Okay. So this is what I recommend to keep sanity and also have a good system to try and like keep track of. So this is what I'm doing with all of my alts that are level 50 or in between level 50 and 60 now, is I don't actually go out of my way to level them. what I'm doing is I have all of them set to Threads of Fate, and I have all of them set to where I can do world quests, and all I do is just log in and do world quests. I log into them, do world quests, get some experience, kill a bunch of shit, get some more experience, finish all the world quests that I can possibly do, and then move on to the next tune. And I don't have definitive numbers on it yet, but I like the idea of leveling my alts that way because it looks like I should be able to have a majority of my alts like very, very, very high rep by the time they hit 60. Now, it may take me longer than if I was just doing it some other way and doing all of them, but I have like 8 or 9 that I'm doing this way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a lot easier for me to log in, do all the world quests I can possibly do, log back out. Log into the next one, do all the world quests, log back out. Like, I think I've gotten most of them up into like 53 and 54 doing that. So
Sounds too bad.
So it's a different way of doing it, especially if you have a lot of alts like you're talking about. It'll help you keep your sanity.
One of the servers I play on, it's like a smaller pop,
Mm-hmm.
and they have the big feast, gluttonous feast for like 3K. I'm like,
Oh.
that'll be
Like,
nice to tap into.
Are the materials that expensive?
No, they're not.
Yeah.
They make like 1K profit.
Holy crap. Are they just inflated? Are they inflated right now, or is that like a legit like average price for them for that server?
I've been watching it for a little bit. It's been fluctuating anywhere from like 500 to 1,000 profit.
Wow,
per
that's
beast.
impressive. Like, really impressive. I think on bleeding they're like 300 profit right now, but that's also if you're only if you are using the farm that I put out to actually like restock the tenebrous ribs.
It's still really good though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, still really good. Probably my highest selling right now though is enchanting. Making a lot off of that. Yeah. And I'm starting to, also another thing that I'm doing while I'm also doing this, I started kind of organizing everything a little bit better because I have it so spread out on all of my different profiles for TSM. I'm trying to compile everything all into one so that I can get that out to people for my Shadowlands profile. Just because I like having everything organized a certain way so that I can make sure that I'm doing all of my, my shopping scans and all that fun stuff the way I want to do it, and it's not so bogged down and I can be specific. So the last thing that I want to do is do a search for everything Shadowlands and sit there and watch it run.
I feel like that's where I turn my computer on. I go to like start that, and then I'll head to work.
You could go to work, and then after a 12-hour shift, come back and it's finished loading. It's like right as you walk in the door, it finished.
Yep.
Pretty much. Oh, look at that one. That one's hiding underneath the rocks. There's actually, once I do this here for a little bit, I just want to kind of make my way down to the bottom so that I can see how I do and what time. So there's actually a vendor here in Darkshore that sells a couple of shirts, and I've seen them sell before, the shirts and the white items for transmog, for like the bank transmog, but I'll be interested to see what it shows me on bleeding, because I was looking it up through the Undermine journal. I would like to see the TSM data on the shirts. And there was like I think there was 3 shirts at the vendor, and then there was 5 or 6 different items that was like a pants, a shirt, and some other stuff. And until you run it again, you forget just how dense with nodes Darkshore is. It's like super dense.
Oh my gosh.
You see?
Just see you pull up that map.
Yeah, you see him? It's like,
yep.
That's just one pass. And the bottom starts getting a little clumped. They all kind of like sit over here at the edge or on the bottom down here. What's going on, Val? Nice to see you. We gotta once I stop doing all this crazy shit, we gotta finish leveling up my character on your server. Oh, yeah. We are. This is the official start date. So I named it actually. I think like a couple of Monday Millions back, I asked for any kind of ideas of what I should name the project. I was trying to think of a name, and then first one I saw pop up actually, I forget the username, but I'll have to give them a big thanks, because I really liked it. They thought that it should, since the idea of it was to make as much gold possible across as many expansions and in all the zones, that they thought it should be Project Midas.
I like it.
Because even though, I think it was Shim and I were talking, and Midas kind of has a little bit of a negative connotation with it, but the actual definition of the word Midas means essentially to make gold out of all, or to make gold or currency or money out of almost anything. Which I think
15 keys, dude. I feel embarrassed barely doing like 12 and 14s.
Yeah, his Val's guild, they're monsters.
Trying to convince my guildie, who's a bear druid, like, hey, you got KSM, I'll supply you whatever you need. You wanna help somebody out? I can pull my weight.
Yeah. I cannot die.
I mean, it's not that high, but 216 arms warrior. I can do some damage.
Yeah, there you go. Just a little bit, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not gonna be like crazy, like 6-7k. It'll be like steady 4-5.
Oh yeah, Val, old school herbalism is profitable, but there's always so many things with the old farms that you can do to make them even more profitable, or just simply sell them raw as well. So like here, we just did one pass here. You can see, shit, I already got 200 stack of copper. But so you can see the numbers are not really that high on a bunch of this stuff. We've been going at it for about 20 minutes. It's not like super high on this, but so like another thing to think about is that like the briarthorn and the swift thistle and earthroot and silverleaf, even peace bloom, you can mill all of those into pigment. And then you can turn the pigments into glyphs, and glyphs are the stuff that I've been making a shit ton off of. And that's how you make really good profit off of these, because this right here with the earth root that I have, the silver leaf, and this, it's probably enough to at least get enough to make 2 or 3 of the vanilla glyphs, the best selling ones, and the best selling ones sell for about anywhere from 1200 to 1600, depending on which ones you're looking at. So, you know, I mean, that's pretty good there. And then the Mage Royal is also another good one for pigment. So you can make a couple of glyphs out of there, and we already got 59 of those. So that's another solid 5 to 10 glyphs there. I think the ones that use more of the pigment off of that average around like 600 to 700 a pop. So, you know, you look at it and it doesn't look like a whole lot, but when you start shuffling into the stuff, that's when it makes a lot. At least with the vanilla stuff. Now, when you start talking about Burning Crusade and stuff like that, yeah, you don't even have to worry about it. You can sell the materials flat out, and you'll make a lot of gold. Which is also the reason why I'm super excited to get into Burning Crusade Classic. I really hope for once out of the God, how many years is I think I started putting in for beta access for every single expansion or anything that's come out WoW related since Pandaland, I think was my first one that I really put in for, and still yet to get any. So maybe
really?
I can, yeah, maybe I can be a little lucky this time around and get Burning Crusade Classic. That would, I feel like if I got Burning Crusade Classic, I would stop bitching and I would be absolutely content. But yeah, no, I've been putting in for the betas for years.
I feel ungrateful. Like, I'm one of those guys to get alpha access and don't even play it.
Oh, that hurts my soul.
Like, when I stopped playing WoW at the end of WoD, I'm like, oh yeah, I never checked the email link to my account. Like, you have alpha access. I'm like, oh, it feels bad. And then they messaged them on Twitter. They gave me beta. I'm like, still played it for like a day and then stopped.
That's Fairlane. Oh yeah, for Burning Crusade. Hell yeah.
Now, is Fairlane still popping?
Yeah, you're traveling while looking for a mouse. Oh, Port. Are you a Vine? Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, who the fuck? Yeah, no, I have travel form bound. It's right here. It's my my mouse button. What are you talking about? I'm not that much of a noob. Just a noob every now and then. I like having it on my mouse because that's where I because you'll probably get a kick if you think that's funny. You'll get a real kick about this. I am a bait. Yeah, no, I did. I baited you. I knew that you were watching, and I just wanted to make your eye twitch for a second so that you would come in chat. See, it worked. No, but y'all get a kick out of this. I am probably one of the few that I know left that I know of that still keyboard turn. I do not mouse turn. Ooh.
What?
Yeah, I still keyboard turn. You hear it?
Okay.
It's just that is how I learned. I have been playing it that way since the very beginning. Been using numlock for all of my binds and everything, and that was just how I've played forever. Back in Oh god, I think it took me until Legion. I really tried. I really did. I gave it like a solid probably 2 or 3 months of resetting up my whole keyboard, doing everything to where I was turning with my mouse and using my left hand for all my keybinds and all that kind of stuff. Can't do it. It drives me insane. I feel so wrong.
Now I have to ask though, with the army of alts, have you ever thought of like camping them outside of rare mount spawns and then advertising and selling those?
I have. I don't know. That's just not. That's never been my way that I've enjoyed making gold. That may sound stupid.
No, I understand that.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. I've never enjoyed that whole process of it. Ooh. Yeah, because I thought about, you know, selling the mounts, or even doing the thing where you can sell the lockout instances for Ice Crown and all that fun stuff. I'm sure I could do well with it because I have enough alts to where I could get away with it. But yeah, I don't like putting that much effort into that kind of stuff. But I know a lot of people that I've talked to that make a shit ton doing it. Ooh. Alright, so I think we're back up here close to... Okay, we're working our way back up to the vendor. When we get up to the vendors, I want to stop for a minute and look, because I did not know that that one that I researched this afternoon was actually there. And like I said, they sell... So, one thing that if you don't know, you'll probably find a little odd and crazy, but the white items that you can buy from the vendor, just like the white items that drop when you're transmog farming, will sell. Now they may take a long time to sell, but they'll sell. Like the white lettered items, like for a shirt or a pants or a weapon. People use those on their bank alts, and they use them for transmog for the low end characters that they have that are just like straight bank alts that they don't want to spend the time leveling, but they want them to look a certain way. Obviously, you know, they have plenty of gold, they don't know what to do with it, so they like buying stuff to make their bank alts look cool.
Wait,
and
go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was saying I can see that with like the jeweled scepter and the monocle.
Yep. And there's a bunch of like really cool looking, which I admit I do it sometimes, or go and buy it myself on one of my alts and then send it over, because there are a lot of sets that you can buy from vendors that just look cooler than any transmog that you can get. And you can't actually get a lot of the ones that you can get from vendors from those white items, you actually can't get as transmog. So you have to have those items to look like that. And it looks like they have one, sometimes they're vendor exclusive, but it looks like the one that's up here in Darkshore, it's not vendor exclusive items, but they still look like they are interesting enough. Let's put it this way. When I looked it up on the Undermine journal, it was showing on Bleeding that almost all of the items were being listed for about 20 to 50k each.
Wow.
Yeah. And they sell for like silver from the vendor. And that's the same way, like I think I sold one of my beat sticks and some native wraps the other day. And the native wraps I actually got, which will be part of this, which is a nice little plug there. Part of Darkshore's gold, kind of gold layout. One of the big farms is right here. And I think they're called Mist something Murlocs. I'm gonna have to look it up again. But if you run around this puddle right here, or have a group of 4 that you can farm it better with, they drop a lot of really high-end, like they drop barbaric, native, and I want to say blood spattered is the other one, that are white items. And my native wraps just sold for like 28k, and they're a white item. So now, like I said, they're much slower and more difficult to sell because they're super specific market that you're trying to reach. But when you pick it up when you buy it for silver, and you can sell it for, 20,000 gold, it's kind of hard to be mad. All right, so we're coming back up on the vendor here. And then whenever we get to the vendors, I'm just gonna pause the timer. All right, there we go. All right, so let's check all these out. So these are the trainers here. I think this is one of them. Yeah. So let's see what we got here. So look at that. Oh, that one's a little bit lower. So heavy weave armor, 46k. Heavy weave belt, 48k. Now they have low region sales, but those are probably just people eventually getting tired of it and dumping it. You can see region historicals 21. And they all, like, look at that. Like, they have 0.02, 0.09, 0.07, 0.03. Like, they move for old stuff. Like, this is a vendor in Darkshore. And then you have the common white shirt, common gray, common brown shirt. They sell for, let's see, 3 silver each. Oh, actually, you know what? That is a add-on I need to put back on. Oh. There we go. So you can see you can buy these at a bunch of different places, but it's still, wow, that's actually like a really high turnaround for how cheap it is. And they have a 0.1 sell rate. 3 silver for selling it for 10 to 20 gold. Well, since we are doing a test on all this, and I already have the coordinates now and the map, we will buy one of each of these. one of the other things I want to be able to do is I want to be able to have actual like test data on whether or not these vendor items that I pick up during all this testing sell, don't sell, how long it takes them to sell, all that kind of stuff, so that I actually have like good, thorough data.
May the stars guide you.
Alright, so let's see. So that was that one. Engineering
I got a
trainer.
bad feeling. Long live Greymane.
Oh, do you have a bad feeling? Alright, let's see. Okay. I know. Oh, here's the pet. You can only learn this pet once per character from a pet battle trainer. Okay, I thought this... Oh, okay. There we go. Oh. Okay. So, gives you a great horned owl for 4 silver. That's not bad. But it shows that it's only 1. Okay, so that's a one-time thing there. So I'll make note of that. That's the druid trainer. Mage trainer. Okay, here's an armor. Whoa. 80k? What does that look like? I can't even see it.
Can't even pop it on like Moggle too.
I may have pulled my Mog add-on off. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay. I mean, it's nothing crazy. Let's see what it looks like if I put all this on. So see, like, I mean, it's not bad transmog. Well, except for that. Yeah. I'm just not going to talk about that. So then, let's see, what if I do... Oh, I can't. Hold on. Oh. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, that's why this one sells for so much. Just because that's actually kind of like a nice, clean looking transmog. You see a bank alt chilling in that.
What is that headpiece you have on your druid there? Is that a part of the appearance tab or?
Let's see. It's just
like
the spring ring headpiece. It's for a trial character. It's the piece that comes along with, like, I made this trial character so that I could get the extra Hearthstone and all that kind of fun stuff. Back before they stopped letting you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. All right, let's see what else we got over here.
No.
Trade supplies. Okay.
Be good.
I have to say thank you for telling me about all the things.
Yeah, you use it now?
Yes.
So nice, right?
It is nice, except it's annoying when it pops up every time I log in on a different character.
It is. Yep.
But it is very
Oh,
nice.
that's not a vendor.
Feel free to browse.
Oh, look at that. Got the leather armor as well.
Hello.
Okay. 25 silver, 5 gold. See, like, that's another thing. Out of all the testing that I've ever done, you know what? Because I haven't done it, I'm going to do it now. So I'll just buy like 3 of those. Of all the testing I've done, I've never tried buying like the old little satchels from the vendors and trying to flip them for how much gold they say they sell for.
Now I can see those selling on like an RP server like Moonguard,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not sure.
But even on, so you see, like, even on our server, this is well, this is Storm Rage.
Oh, I'm on Storm Rage right now, my paladin. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like, look at this. So here's tan leather pants, 17k, and the sell rate's 0.08.
Now is that, I completely forgot about that. Is that good on that?
0.08 on
Yeah.
on Trent. Yeah. That's really good.
Okay.
There was another one in here that was, they had, yeah, like this one right here, the shield, 0.13. That's really good for like transmog. No, it's not, you know, obviously not always great. Oh, blue ribboned wrapping paper. Okay, I saw that they had red ribbon wrapping paper too. Okay, so we got the rogue trainer. I think we got all of the vendors here. Let's see. I wanted to say that there was some more. I feel like there were more, maybe up in another little spot. Let's see. Okay. There is one up and to the right. Apothecary Furrows. Oh, now see, Apothecary Furrows is an interesting one that I actually wanted to go and check out. So I think it's, looks like they're over here, but I'm pretty sure it shows on Wowhead that they're a vendor, but I don't think that they're actually a vendor. Let's see, because I think it's
right back.
Yeah. So I think it's in here. Now let's see. Oh, look at that. They got, oh, I forgot that it had this many, completely forgot that it had this many nodes in here. Well then. Let's see. So it shows, I know Apothecary Furrows is in here, I think like toward the back or something like that, but what I'm curious to know is that it actually shows it as a vendor. Yeah, and see, they're not a vendor. Nah. Alright, so I knew that wasn't gonna go. Oh, but I'm still getting, huh. I think this character is like level 45 and I'm still getting 100 XP. That's interesting. Alright, we're gonna go back out here. Alright, there. I'll just kill these two. Boom. Oh, I got one of the keys. Of course I did. Let's see. Alright, let's finish up that. Another timer went away whenever I started reset. We got a lot of stuff to look through there. So actually, from what I'm seeing when I run this again, it looks like it's even better than what it was before. Because I want to say last time it was averaging like 400 plus of the copper ore. Don't think that we got as much mage royale as we got this time around. I know it's not because of any competition in this area, because I mean, like, nobody comes and does this. I'm the only one crazy enough to come and sit out here and do this. Wow. Definitely were not this thick of node density last time that I did this. At least I feel like it wasn't. Oh, maybe I had competition when I was out here last time. Doctor, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome. Oh. You've made it right in time for all the old school shenanigans. Alright, okay. Sounds like my neighbors next door trying to knock the walls in. Let's see. Either that or they're trying to get me to shut up. Damn, already 336 copper. Not bad at all. See, this is enough. Just from what we've done so far, this is enough of the herbs to last you a while with inscription. So the other part, because of course when I was doing research I found some stuff that wasn't necessarily gold related. So there is, for anyone that's watching that enjoys collecting like hunter pets, there is a rare shadow cat that you can get from this area. So what you have to do is you have to fly around, and you can actually get like I think there's a handy note that has all of the possible locations for the cat figures. But you have to fly around and find these little cat figures. And after you find so many of them, you can put them together and it summons the cat. And when you summon the cat, you have a chance that you can tame it. Or well, I think you can tame it automatically. Maybe it's a chance. It's a chance to summon it when you put it all together. I don't think it's a guaranteed summon for the cat. but it's a cool little like shadow white and black striped panther looking cat. And of course, I really enjoy anything collecting, so once I get some spare time, I'll come back over here with my hunter and I'll get it. Also, I've seen a bunch of people, since we're doing herbalism and mining, I've seen a bunch of people talking about how a bunch of the routes right now are kind of like dead. So like a lot of the herbalism or mining routes that I put out for Shadowlands will appear to be dead, and a majority of the reason for that right now is that all of the multi-boxers and anybody that's trying to make gold, oh, excuse me, they are starting to move toward those kinds of farms and doing the herbs and ore farms, because those are consistent gold, even though they may be less gold than what you can potentially make doing something else. But especially the multi-boxers are going to flock toward that during a time of, you know, content drought and the prices of things going down. They're going to stick with that because it's the easiest way for them to have raw output in big numbers. Let's see. Boom. So we got right at another 20 minutes. We'll kind of see what we got here. I think really there may be some slight optimization that we do over time looking at stuff. Ooh, oh, there we go. For certain things, like if you're wanting a briar thorn only or a mage royale only, you can do it this way. There may be some optimization there, but I mean, the back and forth zigzagged pattern, kind of like this, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, all the way down and then all the way back up, seems to be pretty solid. And all of these nodes just keep spawning and spawning.
And I'm back.
What's up? What's up?
Not much. I am surprised nobody else is popping by.
I know. Normally more people pop in to chit chat.
I'm surprised Sage is not here.
I know. I saw him.
Anytime I get on Discord, I see him.
I know. I saw him playing earlier, and he was on for a while, so he may have actually been getting some sleep. Man's gotta sleep sometime.
That is true.
Let's see. Oh, my fire water went out. So I think we got about 12 minutes now, and we should be pretty close. Yeah, right after my intro I started talking about, so yeah, pretty close to an hour right after this. About 10 minutes and we'll see what all we got. How dare you, Avine, how dare you have other things that you are prioritizing above stream and chatting. We're gonna have to really discuss your priorities. Probably, in all honesty, probably tonight won't be much longer, because I'm actually, this is my third day on work, and I normally don't stream after work because I'm normally exhausted, and I am exhausted, but I just wanted to make sure that I didn't skip out on a Monday stream.
How is work treating you, by the way?
Much better because I'm doing travel now. So I am getting paid much, much, much better than I was, which is always nice. But also kind of a, you know, double-edged sword is that because I'm able to make so much more, now I want to pick up more overtime.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm working more because I want to pick up more. Because I'm trying as hard as I can to make it to where eventually we can get to the point to where like I'll leave somewhere and go for a month and kind of do like what I'm doing right now, which is, you know, just putting out videos and then streaming once a week, and then have the month after one of my contract ends being like, hey, I'm just at home, so I'm gonna, you know, stream, you know, maybe say 3 or 4 times a week and pick up the streaming and do longer streams and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Now, you said you were in the medical field.
Mhm.
Are you like with a hospital, or are you just a contract worker like you just said?
So I'm with a agency
Okay.
that contracts me out to hospitals. So they essentially pimp me out. I just have to get up and leave and go wherever they want me to go. Or well,
Mm-hmm.
wherever I accept a contract when they offer where I want to go. It's not as bad as it sounds.
No.
But, you know, a lot of people, that's why you also get paid so much more. It's because a lot of people don't want to uproot and move somewhere else.
That is very true.
Yeah. So, I mean, we pretty much had to uproot everything. I mean, hell, right now, I am, you know, give you a little context. When I'm at my house, you know, I have like my whole nice desk and my whole setup and my gaming chair and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Really comfortable setup. And right now I am sitting on a really cheap half-back leather chair from the Airbnb that I'm in. And I have my screens pushed together in a way that I'm still able to use 2 screens, but not very effectively because they're so angled. Because I'm having to squish them on a desk that I found in the back of the Airbnb, side by side.
Now, Airbnb, where you're staying, is that because you got pimped out?
It is because I got pimped out, yeah.
And how long are you on this?
13 weeks.
13 weeks. Okay.
So not bad.
Not too bad.
No. But what I don't miss right now, or what I don't like right now, is, goddamn, the chair sits so far away from the desk, and then my wrists go numb because my wrists are just sitting on the desk. Let's see. And I'm sure that if I keep this up for long enough that everyone around me will get pissed with me talking in the middle of the night. Because it's like an Airbnb slash apartment. So it's like an Airbnb that we got that's actually like an apartment complex, which is kind of nice.
So you have other people staying in your area too? You're in a common room right now.
No. I meant like, so my walls butt up to other people's walls.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Ken, we are up to some craziness up in Darkshore. Just farming a bunch of herbs and ore and starting to work on the big project. This is essentially the day one of the project. And essentially it's taking all the zones, and long story short, it is taking all of the zones in Azeroth, breaking it down into every possible gold farm that you can have in each zone, and then at the end it's going to be a whole shit ton of data collection put all together and letting you know exactly how those farms in each zone rank. It's been something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I finally just pushed myself to get it done and start doing it, because it's something that I've personally wanted to know for a while, because I love doing old world content anyway.
He's also talking about his pimping stories.
Also talking about my what?
Your pimping stories?
Oh, my pimping stories. Yeah. I don't mind it though. They pay good. Isn't that the right mindset to have?
Yep.
Oh, look at that. So this, if you're not familiar, is one of the rares.
Was that a hunter pet?
It can be, yep. So I think it's always right over here. Yeah. I think this little island part right here, it just kind of walks back and forth. And it stays in stealth. So really one way to see it pretty easily is to be on a druid, or just walk around until you get close to it and then it'll kind of pop up. But I have this on my hunter as well. But one of the or a hunter. Yeah, so I have this one on my hunter, but the one cool thing about it is that these elites have a great higher percentage chance to drop some greens. It's nothing too crazy. It's actually not that great. But 100 gold sell rate now, and 0.14 sell rate. I mean, that's pretty high. So, again, can't be mad about that. Alright, we have 3 minutes left for the hour, and this is very unoptimized farming.
It's your test run.
Oh yeah, because there's going to be a shitload of testing with this. I just wanted to be able to see if my numbers were still true. Because a lot of stuff, so I saw a bunch of posts come out that I didn't really get to test whenever they came out, because I was doing so much in Shadowlands or so much preparing for Shadowlands. I really didn't take part in a bunch of the stuff that dropped in pre-patch. One of the things that people were talking about is that and a lot of people also said that they kind of corrected it, but not all the places have been corrected, is the drop rate for the old transmog items and different stuff like that went through the roof when pre-patch hit. But the other thing that some people were talking about was that they felt like the nodes for herbalism and mining actually were respawning quicker after pre-patch, no matter how many people were out actually farming. So I'm wondering if that actually holds true. Because the video that I made like 2 years ago when I put it out, I want to say that I probably did like 4 or 5 hours of this, getting an average. And I remember saying that it was like right at 400 of the copper ore, and I feel like we're decently over that. I feel like we're over a bunch of the numbers that I talked about.
Okay, random question.
Yeah.
Completely irrelevant to everything we're talking about and what you've been talking about.
Love it.
Going back to Transmog,
Yep.
any item you wish you could have in the game?
I wish that I could have
Yes.
the Papal Fez.
Sorry?
100% the Papal Fez.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yep. And I'm assuming you mean like have for myself for Transmog, right?
Yes. Is the Fez still droppable, or was it removed?
No, it's still droppable. Yep. I want it because I want to put it with, I think it's the silk weave pants, the purple, rich purple shirt, and then the papal. And essentially it makes you have like white pants with silver lacing and a purple shirt that's showing your chest, and then the papal fez.
Got it, Aladdin.
Say what?
I got it, Aladdin.
Uh-huh.
I would probably have to say, I know like everybody's gonna say this, but like corrupted Ashbringer.
Yeah. That one's yours.
Or if I had to go something else, just like armor. I wish I completed the primal elite set for my warrior.
Yeah. See, I didn't actually start even really hardcore playing, because the primal set is PvP, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't even really start tinkering with PvP until, I want to say like late Legion. It's not that I didn't do it, it's just like I would just do it every now and then when I wanted to do it, and I would just do a BG and absolutely suck ass at it and just run around and probably make everybody really pissed at what I was doing.
I feel that. I do that every now and then.
Yeah.
Shaking your head cut off.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. Testing point 1 is done. So, let's clean up the bags a little bit, see what we got. So we're like actually a good little bit over what I was used to getting. Wow, 126 of the mage rolls. Okay. All right. So 460 copper ore. Dang. We got 11 peace blooms, so not really a great high peace bloom route or earth root, but it looks like pretty heavy on mage roll and briarthorn. And then also heavy, obviously, on copper nodes. As you can see here. Oh. And there's just copper nodes everywhere. Along here. Way down. So let's see. I don't think it's actually like that expensive. About a K each. So if you just did raw materials from the farm that we just did, it's not going to be that great, but obviously I knew that. It's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 6, say just about 3K. So 3K for the hour if you just do mats, but if you turn this into pigments, which is what you would want to do, or you can do it to where you make you could turn it into pigments and make the decks for Dark Moon. Because I think, is Dark Moon Fair rolling back around soon?
Oh, it's going right now.
Oh, it's going right now. Oh, it is. Well, looky there. Almost like I planned that out. Let's see. So, God, this one's also been a really old video. There's 2 cards. I'm actually gonna it's been so long since I've done it, I'm gonna actually have to look back at it myself. I think there's 2 cards that you can make with inscription that you can use for the Dark Moon Fair. You can turn them in and they give you a thing that everybody can turn in for transmogs. And especially when Dark Moon Fair is rolling around, those sell very, very well. Let me see if I can actually pull it up. Also, today we hit 7.5k subs. So like, holy shit.
Congratulations.
Man, that's like crazy. Absolutely crazy to me. Let's see.
It
Okay.
may sound small, but that is a big number.
Well, I get that it's small in the grand scheme of things.
No, it's still a large number. 7,000 different people.
I know, right? You think about it, like the one person was saying, you know, they were always down on themselves because they would only have like, you know, 5 to 10 people watching them on stream whenever they streamed. And I was like, that's what one of the videos I saw way back that always helped me like put it into perspective is like, you know, you get used to it and then you get upset when you don't have those 5 to 10 people and you only have 5 people. But then it's like, I mean, how uncomfortable would you be if there were 5 people sitting behind you right now watching you play?
And you don't even really know any of them.
Exactly. Like that's a lot of people. So, let's see. Oh, there it is. The hunters. Oh, that's what it was. So, if you turn all of, I think it's the Mage Royal. Yeah, so the Mage Royal. If you turn the Mage Royal and everything else into the pigments, you can get Hunter's Ink. And the Hunter's Ink lets you make mysterious tarot cards with inscription. And you can make a rogue's deck. And with the amount of herbs that we just got from the farm, you can make anywhere from 6 to 8 or all the way up to 10 complete rogue decks. And the rogue decks sell on average for 2 to 5k when Dark Moon Fair comes around. So actually, this little farm, just getting this stuff, you could turn this into, I mean, low end, that would turn it into 18k. High end, it would turn it into 26, 27. So that's not bad. But also, that just also tells you that if you can just go onto your auction house and buy these herbs and then flip them into the Hunter's Ink, then you can also make a lot of money or a lot of gold just sitting at the auction house. You don't have to be as crazy as me all the time. I'll tell you when you need to be. All right. Oh man, and I spent a long time out with these. Ooh. Do I still have my macro for frenzied? I don't know. I may have gotten rid of it because I wanted to forget about it.
Oh, okay. What's going on here? Frenzied.
So they drop. What is it? Elemental air.
Oh yes, for the sandstone.
No,
Oh,
no.
done.
For the it's a sword transmog, phantom blade.
Ah.
I think it's the blacksmithing phantom blade. So let me see here. Actually, let me change specialization over into feral so I can get my lunar inspiration. Let's see. Also, if you've never seen me do this before, this is 100% the way you should always farm. Feral, talent, all you need is lunar inspiration. Lunar inspiration, and then Tiger Dash if you want that. Lunar inspiration allows you to cast Moonfire while in cat form. And then essentially what that does is that you can then set that up, go to cat form. Oh, where'd it go? There we go. Moonfire. Get that out of the way. I have it set up on one of my macros, but I'm actually gonna do a macro, do new. So we're just gonna do tar. Did I spell that right? Frenzied, yeah, tar frenzied, and then cast Moonfire. Boom. Look at that. So now you can just run around spamming it, and the beautiful thing about Moonfire is you don't have to be facing it to actually get your Moonfire to cast. Because once you create... Oh, and then I should probably also put my travel form macro in the second spot. Key bindings, and set it to my second mouse button so that I can switch in and out. There we go.
It's too far away.
I'm trying to see if I can get one of these so that I can actually show you it with all the things.
To get closer.
So this right here, man, I spent so much time out here. Because these have a huge sell price, or they did. I say that they have a huge sell price, and watch, I'll
Out of grade.
probably get it and they'll be worth like 30 gold now.
30 gold richer than we were before.
I know, right? That's the way I look at it. 30 gold I didn't have just a couple of minutes ago.
It's too far away.
Oh, there we go. Oh, Breath of the Wild. Or Breath of the Wild. Fuck me. Breath of the Wind. Oh, no, they're still pretty high. So, 800 right now on Storm Rage. Market value is 560. So, these are used... Let's see. What all... Let's see. I think one of them is the Phantom Blade. Breath of Wind. And I think, if I remember correctly, these are pretty much the best way to get it. There are ones in Silithus that drop it as well. Yep, Phantom Blade. So you can make, this is needed for making the Blackstorm leggings with leatherworking, the figurine True Silver Boar for jewel crafting, light Skyforged axe, Phantom Blade, True Silver Champion, and the Windforged leggings for blacksmithing. So the mat itself is actually pretty expensive. Let's see. I don't think it's been a while since I actually stocked up on these and sold them. I want to say, if I remember right, I came out here and farmed this spot for at least 5 or 6 hours one time. I think it took me about 3 months to sell all of them off.
It's too far away.
But that was from, like I said, a solid like 5 hours of being out here farming.
Need to get closer.
Now, what I would love to be able to see, even though it's not something that's realistic to be able to do all the time, is doing this farm with a 2x4 group setup, because you could probably, if you set them up properly, you could probably come very, very close to force spawning this, even though they're all spread out, because these are all part of a quest. And by the time you kill all these over on this side, oh, and there's elemental air too, which also has a decent sell price. The market's 51. It looks like it's super low right now. May actually buy some of that up. So, well, I actually think that is going to be it for me tonight. Decent little start to the night, and the data collection for Darkshore. So we kind of have a little bit of an idea. We'll continue to mine and herb with this character so that we can keep all the data up. It looks like the same kind of thing is going to be the best route for copper, is just going to be running down the outside, because you can see here just pretty much runs down the outside and then follows the water all the way down. These are kind of sporadic. You don't have to go that way. I'm sure you could just keep going down, hit this right here, hit this little node pocket here, and then work your way straight back up. Is probably going to be the best one there. The Mage Royal, though, I feel like looking at the clustering of what we did that first time around, we could probably get a nasty little farm going, like right here, like a route that kind of comes down right through here, comes up and just kind of does a little loop right here and back around, because even though there are some up here, they're kind of spread out and all the way around. And then if you look down here, there's just not really a whole lot. But right there is like super dense. So you probably make like a nice little, and you can see that it's like they're all popping up. Copper, Mage Royal, they're all still popping up. So, well, that's going to be it for tonight, guys. We will continue this. I'm not sure if we'll continue this on the next stream, because I know, want to kind of keep it going with other stuff as well. There's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about and look at, especially come tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday, right? I think tomorrow with Reset. So with the new patch, if you guys haven't seen the video that I put out yesterday and the day before, make sure you watch it. But also it's going to be a little bit of a prep, and it's going to be talking about the Valor system implementation, and the fact that, if you want to get a little bit of ahead, it's kind of late to take advantage of that now, but you can still do it, and just make sure that you're doing your callings, because you're going to get the extra 50 Valor from there. I'm going to be really interested to see, probably tomorrow night, do some testing on Mythic Plus and see if the scaling, which I'm sure it will, kind of like they do with Soul Ash and stuff like that, if the scaling is going to affect the overall amount of valor that you get after completing each mythic timed. So, well, you guys all have a good night. I will keep you posted on our next stream and as well as any videos that we have coming up. So you guys have a good night.
Have a good night, Modest. Thanks for the stream.
Thanks, man.